This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to the Nathan, Nat and Sean Daily Catch-Up podcast. Now's a really good time to give you the code word for Flyaway Fridays, which could be your ticket to Bali. 2 flights from Transnusa Airlines. The code words are...
It is Water Bomb Park. Water Bomb Park.
Her isn't part of it. Just Water Bomb Park will
Water
do.
Bomb Park, mate, get
when
along.
we ask you to call on Friday, if you're the right caller through and you tell us that, we'll send you to Bali.
We had lots on the show today. The calls we had about the wedding being called off just in the lead up to it.
Great listening.
And one after. That was the worst of all, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest.
That's almost a scam, that
was
one.
the worst. We caught up with Carl Stefanovic ahead of the State of Origin. He was in fine form,
Yeah.
safe to say.
Dangerously.
It'd be great to listen to.
Yep.
A couple of culinary ambassadors joined us
Yes.
for the State of Origin too. Matt Moran and Shane Delia.
Delia.
I always get it wrong.
I know.
They were great value, actually.
Yes, also, we had quite a few people on the show today that would be good to go out with for a cheeky vino, you know what I mean? We also caught up with Sunday Arang ahead of the West Coast Fever playing on Friday, and also our mate Shawnee Mack got a haircut and
Tell your friends.
spruced himself up a bit this morning and made us very suspicious. Now I've got to address something with our friend Sean McManus.
Yes.
What's going on? You've turned up. First of all, you're wearing a puffer jacket.
Like a snow
And this
puffer
is
jacket
famously, you're a guy who doesn't feel the cold because all winter last year you wore shorts. Now you're
How
wearing
good was I, by the way? Think about that.
unbearable. Now you're wearing new long pants. You've got a white T-shirt that doesn't have a stain on it.
Yeah, that's
You're wearing this very slick puffer jacket.
Yep.
You've
Army
got
green.
Your Broome Beach Company hat
Yes.
that you got for free. You're supposed to get Amy one and you didn't.
It's coming. Coxie, send it. Amy's
And
angry
you've
at me.
had a bloody haircut. Who are you? What's going on here?
Yesterday when I walked in the door, this is, who am I? It was the same question I was asking my wife. She said, I think I should give you a haircut. And normally...
Oh, you were starting to Nick Nolte yet, were you?
Oh, I was. At the back, I was having this mad mullets phase. She goes, I saw you on TV on Sunday and I forgot to tell you. I said, I knew about it, but I don't ask for Megan for a haircut because it's almost impossible. It's
Sure,
like living
so-
with your, living with a
Yes,
mechanic.
yeah. So you have to wait till she offers it.
Yeah,
you can't ask for it. Is that the way it
And
works?
she only ever generally offers it, and let's hope she's not up. And if you see her in the streets, please don't tell her. She only ever offers it when she's had a few drinks and her friends are with her and she's doing their hair. So
Yes,
pretend I'm doing Natalie's hair. Oh, Sean, would you like me to do your hair? Oh, and then all the friends go, what a great wife. What a great wife.
Yeah,
She's always
yeah.
thinking of Sean.
So
that never happens.
She needs an audience. So
100%.
okay. So next time I notice you need a haircut, I'll just come around and then
Yeah, get something done, makeup
that-
or something.
yeah,
She'll do
so
your
that
makeup,
Megan
whatever.
will,
and then she'll just
want to impress me.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there's every chance she'll probably tell you about how she's preparing dinner tonight and stuff like that, and they'll be like, oh,
Here we go.
how good's this?
Wife of the year.
Oh, 100%.
But you're wearing your hat over your new haircut. We haven't even... He refused to show us the hair.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the difference between a good and bad haircut's 2 weeks, as we know.
Yeah. Are you
But
saying
for a
it's a bad
guy-
haircut?
No, it's just a hair. Guys' haircuts, I feel, for the most part, are different. What do you think?
I'm getting one today. I always look super awkward. I look like my son's slightly younger brother and just an idiot. And especially, are you on TV this week?
No, I've got a week to go. So
Oh, yeah.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
Got to time
But I
that.
think it actually looks, well, for what we can see poking out from under your hat and your headphones, it doesn't look that bad.
I'll surprise you at the right time.
It looks fresh. Well, maybe we'll get Digital Sam to come
hey,
get a photo.
we were talking about this just off air before. So there are guys out there who have a haircut every couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for you, Natalie, going to the hairdresser, it's a good time.
I take a book because I'm usually getting colour, and so you get a bit of time to read and
You can get
have
on
a
it.
coffee. And
But these days, they offer you drinks.
Yeah, they do. Particularly, they started in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Remember when you go and have a haircut in Melbourne, they give you a beer? You're like, how good's this?
No. I've done that.
When you walk out of a salon as a female, you feel all like, clean and
yeah, well, I'm going
ready to
tomorrow,
go.
but what I'm worried about is and this often happens to me, is I walk out of the salon and it starts raining and everything's ruined immediately.
And it's done.
Yeah. But it's completely
Good
different
times.
for a man. You walk out of a salon and you just go, just
Thank
something
God
that had
that's
to
over.
happen. As
Or
I
you
said.
walk out of your lounge room.
Yeah, that's
in your
right,
case.
in my case.
Well, you're looking sharp and we're suspicious. That's all we'd like to say.
I
officially.
did have a different T-shirt on, but it did have that smell of being in the dryer for not long enough or too
Yes,
long.
the old
changing.
very damp smell. So, whose shirt is that then that you've stolen?
Actually, it's one of mine. Yeah.
Well done.
Someone bought
Rusty.
it for me.
Very Sean.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're looking after our early morning people today, aren't we?
Winners galore.
I know. Angela from Balga. Good morning, Ange.
Good morning.
Ange,
morning.
are you still in bed?
No, I've got COVID.
Oh, that's going around. I mean, they're saying the flu season's right out of control.
Yes.
At this point in time, we've really got
Yeah.
into winter. And COVID's getting around,
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
it?
It's
How you
knocking
feeling?
a few down.
How's it going?
So I'm pretty crappy and I had the jab 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Hey, do you
man.
believe in when you get those jabs, either flu or whatever, that you're expecting to get it from them? You know that-
it doesn't cause you to get it. Yeah, they can make you feel a bit uncomfortable for a day or so. but
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make you get it.
Yeah.
Ange, well, the good news is that once you feel better, you're now in the running to score the trip of a lifetime to see Teddy Swims live in Vegas. Imagine.
That sounds awesome.
Hey, Ange, if you don't make it, can I take the ticket? We heard that. It's a binding contract, Ross. Did you hear that?
And once you feel better, what would your first port of call in Vegas be?
Oh, there's a few things I'd love to try that zip line.
The zip line.
Oh, zip line,
That-
yeah.
And the hospital.
Yeah. I think the Sphere, going to the Sphere.
Oh, yeah, that would be
concert
amazing.
Would just
Yeah,
be next
yeah.
level. Yeah.
That'd be
That,
great.
that
Yeah,
roller
even
coaster
the
that comes off the
casinos.
side of the building, or I like to give that a
Yeah,
crack.
Yeah,
I'd
New
be,
York,
I'd be
New
too
York.
scared.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, good luck. Congratulations, Ange. You could get a call back. Teddy Swims' album, I've Tried Everything But Therapy Part 2, is out now as well, featuring global smash hits Bad Dreams, Guilty, and Are You Even Real?
Rest up, Ange. Feel better soon.
Thank you.
Good night, Ange.
Well, she's got time on her hands, so what else are you going to do?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Experience the thrill of the wait with a $40 million jackpot from Keno Go every 3 minutes. Nathan, Nat and Sean's 3-minute thrill with Keno Go. Experience the thrill of the wait with a $40 million jackpot from Keno Go every 3 minutes.
We put the call out for Katie from Yokine to give us a call. There's $2,000 on the line. She had exactly 3 minutes to do that, to score the $2,000 from Keno Go.
So someone did give us a call from Yokine. Who have we got here?
Hello?
Hi, it's Katie.
Katie from Yokai,
Yes, from your kind.
$2,000.
Katie,
Oh my God, thank you.
that's easy money, isn't it, Katie?
It is, yeah. I can't quite believe it.
Katie, what did you need $2,000 for? I mean, everyone needs $2,000, but how's it going to change your life?
Well, I just feel like I want to go out with all my friends, like all the girls. We've all moved here from England, and we don't really get to do it that often. But we're lucky that we found a really nice group, so we just want to go. Well, I always want to go out. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get dressed up, out, a few drinks and dinner, and just have a nice night.
Where-
that's nice.
That is spending it in a great, very irresponsible and
Yeah.
fantastic way.
Where's out for you? Where would you be going?
Well, probably start in Mount Lawley, and then
Yep.
we'll see where we go from there. Usually end up in Leaderville.
Yeah.
Well, I say usually. We've only been out once, so.
And ending up in Leadville means hippie club, obviously.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
finish the night at
yeah.
the hippie club.
Hey,
So,
Katie, can I ask you, coming over here, was it difficult trying to find a friendship group, and did it take you long to be able to find this bunch of girls?
I honestly thought it was going to be the hardest thing that I would have to do, but it was really easy in terms of we met kind of. There's a group called Seagulls.
Seagulls,
And they
yep.
kind of like do plunges on a weekend, and
Oh, cool.
most of us met there.
Yep.
So
That's
it was,
great.
It was a pretty nice way of meeting. So it was,
Yeah,
it was actually easy, but
I know that group. They
I'm
they do early beach swims often, and there's a great community of people in
it
that.
is. Yeah. It's a really
sounds
nice
like Ross
group.
is watching you from the dunes.
I did a TV cross once with them all.
okay,
and I
Feed in the seagulls. So,
Then
right.
Then I watched from the
Katie,
dunes.
you enjoy your $2,000. Well played.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day.
It's a lovely story,
I
isn't
know.
it?
We've got another 3-minute thrill happening tomorrow. There will be $1,000 on the line to get involved. Register online or via the Nova Play and be listening tomorrow to see if we call out your name and suburb, and you can be just like Katie, a winner.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're joined in the studio by the culinary ambassadors in Perth for the State of Origin, representing New South Wales, Matt Moran, and representing Queensland, Victorian Shane Delia.
I can't believe you guys just booed him then.
First of all, Shane, explain yourself for aligning yourself with Queensland, please.
I'm a Queenslander now. I opened a restaurant in Queensland earlier this year, and it's a beautiful state to be in, and they've welcomed me, so I'm flexing for them.
Just for the record, I've actually had restaurants in Queensland now for over 15 years.
Yeah. So all the Queensland folk listening, just listen to this bloke. He doesn't actually love you.
Yeah.
Matt
had no choice. He was born and bred.
Yeah, I was born in New South Wales, so allegiance to New South Wales.
Firstly, both your voices are fabulously deep. I really am envious of that. You guys were set with the task because people can buy your food at Optus Stadium tonight and at the Dockers game tomorrow, but you had to theme it around State of Origin. How on earth do you do that? What did you do?
Well, State of Origin, you think, what do you want to eat?
Something
fresh,
light blue, famous food colour.
Yeah. Octopus, blue ring.
A good old smash burger. And, and Shane's gone for the real ethnic sort of, what do you call it? A roll?
I'm taking side punches already. Ethnic side roll thing. Well, we've got a brand called Biggie Smalls at Optus. So we're doing, we do wraps and kebabs. So we thought we'd use Biggie Smalls and wrap it all up into a Queensland
You
flavour.
throw some pineapple in there or something?
We have got pineapple in there.
Okay,
We've got a chicken kebab with bloody hell, with barbecued pineapple. Yeah, how's this bloke?
Does that go? Sorry, I need to taste that.
Well, you don't really.
Are we going to have to separate you two?
No. Look, we're good mates too, and obviously we've got to offer something completely different, and that's the whole theme. So, burger, which is beef, and Shane's wrap, which is,
and then whatever Shane's thing is.
And look, to be really honest, I was in the kitchen yesterday, and we're actually making him up. And how many times did I go to that oven and open the oven and start stealing your chicken? So
he did.
Yeah,
I mean, it tastes great.
So, are we going to declare a winner? Like, is it going to be who sells the most tonight, or and there's a trophy involved?
There is something. Did you get a hold of that? There is.
I think people are going to
how many they buy or something?
vote with their wallets.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of it, whoever wins gets a cherry ripe.
Shane's going to be there at the end, just ordering the last 100.
Well, over the 2 days, there's going to be well over 100,000 people.
Yeah, there are. So there's a lot of
deal.
We've had both our team members come over early in the week, and they've been stuck in the kitchen doing all the hard yards, and Shane rocks up and grabs his thing, and I rock up, grab my burger. I've got to be honest, but I've got Laura and he's got Daniel who sort of work.
Who do all the actual work?
Laura's been with me 18 years.
There's a lot of work, obviously.
You're the creative genius.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Do you get to have a couple of Chablais while the game's going on?
Mate, I've got my young boy who has flown over, or he's flown down from Indonesia. So he's on his way back to Melbourne. He lives in Melbourne, and he's a massive rugby league player. Supporter. So he's, first of all, he's like, Dad, are you in Perth? I might come back by Indonesia. Oh, that's right. The State of Origin's on, isn't it? Where you staying, Crown? So he's in Crown with me for 3 nights. And, what
good life at the
Moran house. Chances? Fancy meeting you here, Deirdre. So he's very excited. So he's got a couple of mates coming along, and he's got a couple of Perth friends who are real AFL players, or supporters, so we'll watch that tomorrow night.
What about you, Shano?
What about me? What's the
tomorrow,
question? I was just listening to his...
You strike me as a guy to be having a few jars if you get the opportunity.
I have got a couple of mates in Perth, so I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm looking forward to catching up with them afterwards. So we'll get all the smash burgers out of the way and watch people enjoying their kebabs, and then
smashed.
and then we'll get smashed. So we don't have to go home until Friday morning. So there's a bit of time.
I was very, very, very disciplined last night. I was walking home with my son and a couple of guys that work with me, and I ran into Andrew Johns, and he's like, "Man, beer." I went, "Oh, you're right, one."
Well, he's a bloody champion. You've got to.
Yeah. He's an immortal. He's an immortal.
He is an immortal, yeah. And Alfie Langer was there, so I was balancing it both sides. Jonathan Thurston, but I only had one beer and went home. I was very,
very political of you, mate, to keep
Very
it all
civilised.
balanced out.
me and me.
What legend were you hanging out with last night? What immortal?
I was hanging hanging out with the legend.
Shane Delia.
Actually, I was hanging out with a couple of mates of mine that were down from Melbourne and David Sy from Crown. So we were just talking about how we can get some kebabs down in Crown.
Nice.
Shane, you were showing us, I asked you about a football club that you support, the AFL team that is, and you've got a tattoo on your bicep.
Huge bicep.
What?
Massive bicep.
Of the Western Bulldogs. I'm a big Western Bulldogs fan. I've been associated with the club since birth, but great time.
They always say if you're going to get a tattoo, you only get 2 tattoos, and that's your football side or your kids.
Yes, because that'll lead you never a wife.
Never changes, does it? Yeah.
I've got my kids, my football club,
few
and my
extras.
wife, so hopefully,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully we stay together.
See, that's where you went wrong, mate.
She'll leave me before I leave her. I reckon.
So you're an official ambassador for the Western Bulldogs?
Yeah,
as well?
I've been an ambassador of the club for the last 10 or so years, but it's just, being part of a club's awesome, right?
Yeah, Sons of the West.
And then, they're part of a family and they really do look after us, so it's been a great relationship.
And you reckon the Bulldogs can take it?
Oh, don't discount the Bulldogs. No one's there to lose, and part if you're Carlton, you're probably there to lose, but but the Bulldogs are there to win, and it's good. We know the season's looking great. We've had a couple of close losses, but this week we'll put
Sam Darcy's back.
Sam Darcy's back, and we'll put Richmond to the sword this week, and then we'll keep going from
I
there.
think you're right.
Matt, you're an ambassador of a couple of clubs.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm Sydney Swans. I think Deb Hutton got me involved in that, and then GWS and one
Hang
of my.
on, you can't be an
I know.
ambassador for
Hey,
two
wait there.
teams in the one town.
I actually grew up in the Western suburbs, so a little bit partial to them too. Benny Buckley, who's a AFL legend, so he tells me, played for North Melbourne and was chairman. His son plays for GWS.
Yes.
Now, I really liked Jack as a kid, but growing up on a dairy farm, we had a couple of guys that used to milk the cows for Dad, and they used to ride motorbikes, and I was in awe of them.
Yes.
And they were Dragons, St George Dragons.
Right.
I know they weren't. They were Collingwood supporters. So Collingwood goes right back, and my good mate Vinny Fantuzzo and Asher Ketty, they're mad Collingwood supporters. So I'm a bit loyal to them and a bit loyal to Ben.
So you've got a foot in
yeah, look, one of my teams win every week.
Sounds like a rusted-on supporter to me.
I mentioned something yesterday. I said
How many
Collingwood.
tattoos have you got?
Yeah, I said Collingwood yesterday, and he said, but you've got all your teeth. I don't know what he meant
to
by
be
that,
fair, so does Asher Ketty. So.
yeah, she does actually.
Asher and Vinny are really good people. The worst thing about it is that they support Collingwood. But
everyone's got a
look,
fault.
they were at the farm not that long ago up in Sydney. They came up. Vinny's one of my best friends. I introduced them
he's
to
a
you, so
terrific
we're good
artist,
mates.
incredible.
And they came up to the farm, and it was just like, there's a whole heap of people there, and I'm cooking dinner, and we're getting ready, and there's freaking Asher in the TV room with the TV blaring, watching Collingwood. She's just obsessed by it.
Everyone's got their faults, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas, what's going to happen tonight in the game?
Look, I'd like to. Look, it's always good if it squares up, but I just think, and talking to a couple of the legends last night, I just think the Blues are going to be too strong, particularly over here.
Well, it's going to be wet. It's going to be slippery.
Yeah,
we're hoping that Queensland can get up. We want to square off the season.
I don't want them to get up. I said it's nice if it's even, but I still want the Blues to win.
Yeah,
you can't discount Queensland, mate. There's always a bit of fight in the dog.
That's what I said to Alfie Langer last night. I said that heart thing of Queensland. They just
tap in.
It's a different level. But
I think the boys have got something to prove. Cam Munster and the guys want to get in there for Billy. Billy's been copping a bit of slack, so they want to show that
it's going to be effort and intensity being over a team that's in better form, which is New South Wales.
And had a great record up here as well, right?
Yeah, they've won both games that's been played here.
Andrew Johns reckons they're going to win, whatever he says, as my son says, you just go with it.
Because he's an immortal. You can't argue with an immortal.
When do we get immortal cooks?
Yeah. You could definitely be an immortal.
Yeah. Just you and Maggie
Because I'm that old.
He's never going to die.
Hey, Maggie, who I love dearly, is one of my closest friends.
No, she's a national treasure.
She's a bit older than me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I went to her 80th this year, and she's definitely a bit older than me, but she's still doing great, though, I'll tell you.
She is.
Yeah. I always say to Maggie, if you're only 30 years younger and I was 30 years older, we never know.
Wow, you heard it here first.
We'll send that to the Daily Mail.
Wow, there you go.
Headed to the game tonight. Make your choice between the New South Wales smash burger or the Queensland kebab with the pineapple.
There you go.
So says it all, doesn't it? I don't think I really sold it there. But Matt Moran, Shane Delia, thank you so much for coming
Pleasure,
in.
guys. Thanks
May
for
the
having
best
us.
team win.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Stay out. Feel the fever this Suncorp Super Netball season and join the Green Army. Get your West Coast Fever tickets at Ticketek now.
It is going to be a great game at Friday night. RAC Arena, West Coast Fever taking on the Adelaide Thunderbirds. We spoke to Sunday Ariang earlier this morning, and they are primed and ready to go.
Looking forward to it. And that's going to be at the Game in a Box, including pre-game hospitality and courtside drinks. We want you to join her.
We're about to meet our two callers going head-to-head. We roll our giant box, which is a dice. Each number has an allocated question on it. Same number comes up. It is the same question. First to 4 wins.
Tracy's in Brabham. Good morning, Trace.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning.
Good, Trace.
Trace, you a big netball fan?
Yes. Go every time. With my daughter.
Oh, you're already a member of the Green Army then.
Yes, we are.
Have you been in the fancy seats before though, Trace?
Oh, I have, but I had to pay for them.
It's a
It's
whole
way
different
more
game.
fun when you don't have to pay for them just quietly, Tracy. Okay, you're up
Exactly.
against Jasmine from Armidale. Morning, Jazzy.
Hi.
Morning.
Now, how much do you love netball, Jasmine?
I'm not a huge fan, but my daughter is.
Oh,
That's the spirit.
does she play?
No, she doesn't play, but she loves to watch.
She loves to watch.
It's a night out.
It
Night
is.
out.
It is a cracking night out too. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're about to start rolling the dice. If you know the answer to the question, buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point. You get it wrong, nobody gets the point. We roll the dice again. Let's test your buzzers. Tracy,
Tracy.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
And remember, if we roll up the same number twice, it will be the same question. Bear that in mind.
All right, here we go.
It's rolling time. To kick it off, we have rolled up number 2. Sean.
Okay, who is the most followed woman on Instagram?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Kim Kardashian.
It's not,
I would've
actually.
thought that.
It's Selena Gomez.
Oh.
I know, right?
Really? No, really.
We've rolled up number 5. Which Aussie soap launched the career of Kylie Minogue?
Tracy.
Tracy?
Home and away.
No, Trace. It was the other one.
Neighbours.
It was Neighbours, yeah. No joy
Yeah.
there. All right, we have rolled up number 1.
What kind of pasta is shaped like little bows?
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
Bow tie.
Sorry? What did you say?
Bow tie.
Bow tie. I mean, technically it is, I suppose. We'll pay it. Or farfalle we would have accepted, but we'll pay that. Jasmine's on the board, 1-0. We've rolled up number 2. Who's the most followed woman on
Tracy.
Tracy?
Selena Gomez.
Yes, Tracy's
How did
on the
she
board.
know?
It's 1-1. We've rolled up number 4.
Okay, which animal is famously slow and loves to hang from trees?
Tracy. Jasmine.
Tracy?
Sloth.
Yes,
It
Tracy.
is. It's a sloth.
2-1 to Trace.
You love a sloth, don't you, Nat?
I do love a sloth. We also my favourite sin. We rolled up number 3. What is the name of the Australian Awards for television?
Tracy. Jasmine.
Tracy?
No, I was going to say actors, but it's not Logie.
No, it's the Logies. Yeah, too late. Ran out of time. It is the Logies. No point there. We've rolled up number 4.
Which animal is famously slow and loves to hang?
Tracy?
Sloth.
It is sloth. It's
One off the
3-1.
win, Trace.
Yep, okay. We have rolled up number 1. What kind of pasta is shaped like little bows?
Tracy.
Tracy for the win.
Bow-shaped pastas? I can't remember what you call them. Other than
We can't give you bow-shaped pastas, can we? No. Amy said no. Okay, we'll roll again, Ames. It was farfalle or bow ties. Okay, we've rolled up number 6.
Which global singer named her album 19, 21, 25 and 30?
Big star.
Her albums.
Tracy.
Oh,
Tracy.
let her have
Tracy?
it. Yep.
Taylor Swift.
No. It was Adele.
It was Adele. Love Adele.
We've rolled up number 5. Which Aussie soap launched the career of Kylie Minogue?
Jasmine.
Tracy.
Trace for the win.
Neighbours.
Yes, Tracy's done it.
Jazz, just
So
just
close.
off
It was
the
very
mark
close.
there,
Yeah,
but
it
you
was
didn't
just
really want to go anyway.
Tracy, I will be seeing you In my box, on Friday night, the West Coast Fever take on the Adelaide Thunderbirds. You won 2 box tickets, pre-game hospitality, courtside drinks, all involved. I will see you there.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
And everybody else, if you want to join the Green Army and come along, you can grab your tickets via Ticket Tech. There will be more box seats to go tomorrow.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We wanted to talk about something that we heard the other day. So Addison managed to score $1,000 in the 3-minute thrill, which was a great story. We asked her how she was going to spend the money. And she told us a story about her sister that blew our mind, that this happens outside of dramatic television shows.
True.
Have a listen.
My sister was getting married. 2 weeks before her wedding, she got a text from her fiancé to say that the wedding would not be going ahead.
What?
He was actually seeing somebody else.
So he broke off the wedding. He cancelled the wedding by text.
Via a text. So I want to hold a burn the wedding dress party.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That is a great use of $1,000, Addison.
Whoa.
2 weeks.
Extraordinary tale.
Text message.
Coward, for starters,
Yeah,
I'd just like to say. The guy's a coward.
But it is a new dawn. You know, people on their phones all the time.
Get off your phone.
You know, it could have been a Snapchat, whatever.
TikTok. We don't
Exactly.
We don't endorse.
Well, how do you tell someone you're sleeping with another person and breaking up with them on a TikTok? Is there a dance that's associated with that we can
There probably is.
we can work on
breakup
doing the
dance.
ads?
Yeah, it's just something to thank you next, probably.
Yeah,
Well
great
done.
idea now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do
workshop
that.
that later.
Don't do that. If you're wondering how to break it off with your fiance a couple of weeks before the wedding, text message is not the answer, nor is post-it note, just so you know.
Now,
This is a face-to-face conversation.
No, it certainly is. But I was blown away that people get to the point where they're 2 weeks away or a month away from being married, because you don't just decide you're going to get married generally and get it done in a heartbeat.
Yes.
You know, that happens. We understand
There's
that.
a lot of planning
this
goes
is
into
planning. And invitations go out months before, and you hire venues a year before, probably, for some people.
And also, it's something that you do because you love the other person and there's a commitment.
Yeah.
Are you... You know what I'm talking about?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. And to be able to be that far down the track and 2 weeks out, and you're seeing someone else.
Okay, another one. I had a family member, distant family member, and they called the wedding off. But this one's a bit more you can understand because in the lead up to the wedding, invites out, all that kind of thing, everything's booked. I guess it was the finality of marriage, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, she freaked out.
Yeah. So
that's better than just cheating on.
Yeah. You can understand that.
Yeah.
What she got legitimate cold feet.
Yeah.
And she said
Like
no, and
freezing
then
feet.
Yeah, freezing feet, and called it off. Yeah.
Oh, you'd be savage, Ross.
Isn't that what Rory McIlroy did to Caroline Wozniacki?
Yes,
so
he did.
The golfer and the tennis player, they'd sent out the invitations, and that wedding would have been star-studded. Can you imagine? Then you've got to then send out the text message saying, "Oh, by the way, it's off. Don't worry about going to the registry."
Now, is he back on with his fresh? Is back on with her, and they're going to get married, or is it fresh gear that he's got?
No, they've both got new.
Okay, so it nearly happened again. To him.
Wow.
Okay, so that's once you go, okay, fair enough, you just had second thoughts. If you're doing it twice, you've got a problem.
And you're losing deposits, I'm sure.
I don't think that affects Rory McIlroy that much, but
not really an issue for the big guy.
Regular people, yes. 2 weeks out, you've done a lot of dough. Yeah.
Booked venues, DJ. The DJ's got a free night all of a sudden.
As you know, Ross, as you hiring yourself out for weddings and
wedding MC, I don't really tend to do it because you want someone personal and close to them. But
DJ
for the right price.
You DJ'd any weddings?
No, I can't DJ, which is ironic. See, you are a DJ. Said I'm a DJ, but no.
If you're a DJ, what do you mean?
Most of the wedding DJs are just pressing play on a Spotify list anyway.
There's a lot more to that. Sometimes they put their headphones on one ear. And also, they're probably not getting a deposit. They're probably like losing the gig. And they're not getting any
that's a great point.
fees.
Yeah, they're not going to pick up more work that
think
night.
Think of the DJs before you break up a wedding.
Well, we want to talk about breaking up before the big day.
Yes.
Now, maybe you were a person who was going along to this wedding. You just got shut down. You know the story behind.
Yeah.
Maybe you were the person who just said...
How close to the wedding did it get called off?
Yeah.
That's what we want to talk about, those last minute calls.
Yeah. Mandy's in Alexander Heights. Morning, Mandy.
Good morning, everyone. How are we on this, I don't know, awful
Rainy?
day, I guess?
Miserable.
Yeah, it is miserable.
Okay, whose wedding got called off, Mandy, and when?
Oh, my goodness. It was one of my very close best friends on the day of her wedding.
No.
It was probably an hour before walking down the aisle to say, I do. And me being the matron of honour who had to do the dirty work, me.
Hang on, wait. So when you say had to do the dirty work, so he called it off and you had to tell her? Is that what happened, or the other way around?
Other way round. I had to go and tell the groom and everybody at the church waiting
that she wasn't coming.
to say that she wasn't coming.
No.
Oh, man.
What happened? What happened in that hour before, while she was getting... She would have been in the dress and everything.
We were pretty much ready to go, and I was pumping her up, going, this is so exciting, I'm so happy for you. And then it was, I can't do it. I said, yes, you can. You've waited this long for your true love, and you're made for each other. Like, I was really pumping her up, and she was like, I can't. Then she got in her car, drove off, and I was like, that's not good.
No.
And then I got a text message from her going, I can't do it. I'll be in touch with you. You've got to go and tell everybody. And still to this day, I have not heard from her, and I don't even know where she is.
No,
Are you kidding me?
Did she give you a reason why she couldn't do it?
No idea, because she was in love with him.
Well, apparently not.
They were planning babies. They were planning on everything, and I was like, this is so awesome. And then, on the day, she bolts.
So what was the reaction when you've had to go there and tell him and everybody at the church that she wasn't coming? I guess confusion, but what did people say?
They were gobsmacked. They were asking me questions, and I'm going, I'm so sorry, I don't know. In the meantime, I'm bawling my eyes out because I felt so sorry for the groom and everybody involved. Some people had to fly over eastern states to see them get married.
So hectic.
And I'm going, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? You got to just rip the Band-Aid off. And I still to this day, I hope, if he ever is listening, I do hope he found the true love. I really do.
Did he get any closure from her? At least a text message, as we said, like, I couldn't do it, and that's it. I don't know.
I hope so, but I actually don't know, because we all lost touch, which is a sad part, because he was a true, genuine guy, and they're hard to find. Even I'm waiting for my friend.
I was going to say, is he single?
There's only a couple of us around. Mostly Mandy.
So true, Sean.
I'm looking at Ross as well.
Thank you, Mandy. What an extraordinary story. Okay, let's go to somebody that we're going to call Claire. Hello, Claire.
Good morning.
Hi, Claire.
Okay, Claire. Okay, who called off the wedding and how close to the big day?
So unfortunately, this was actually a family member of mine, and the wedding did actually go ahead. And it was a couple of days later, they decided to get a divorce or annulment.
No way.
And
like literally days after the wedding.
Less than 7 days. And later we found out, I actually found out from the groom. So on the night, the groom actually asked me for a dance and said to me that it was a mistake and that the wedding shouldn't have gone ahead. And I was absolutely mortified at the time, but I thought, maybe he's had a bit too much to drink. He seemed really sober. And then a couple of days later, it all came out in the wash that the wedding was actually being paid for by my family. So they decided to go ahead with the wedding because they weren't actually forfeiting any of the money themselves.
No.
Oh, my God. That's horrendous. Yes.
It gets worse. They agreed to go halves in
the loot?
The wishing well. So they asked for funds because they were building a house. They asked to go halves. They agreed to go halves in the wishing well.
That is
good. That was good thinking, Ross. No,
it was not good. That is terrible. That is terrible.
So the event didn't cost them anything. It was all paid for.
So they made money, essentially, because they got the wishing well.
Yep. Everything was paid for. They got an awesome night out. Obviously, got to stay in a very expensive hotel and go ahead with everything, the honeymoon and everything that was paid for by family. And then they got to go halves in the wishing well.
That is some bad karma. You can't do that.
No, and
you can't keep the money. You've got to return it.
How did that go down with the family?
Yes.
Once they'd
especially the ones that paid
understood the situation.
Not everyone knows, hence why I'm anonymous.
You'd want to tell them, right? Because some
of the family does know, and the immediate family is aware. But it is what it is, unfortunately.
What a story.
That is hectic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Claire. I'm using inverted commas. And we're going to round it out with Danielle from Ellenbrook. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good, Danielle.
Who called off the wedding and how close to the day?
It was a friend of my husband's, a work colleague, and it was about 3 to 4 days out, and we had 2 young kids. It was up in the Pilbara.
Yeah.
We were driving on the way up there, and literally on the way up, probably about 3 hours up the road, we got a text message to say that the wedding had been cancelled.
It's like, turn it around. You don't want to go up there for nothing.
Had all put money in towards getting presents for them, and we had unboxed it to fit it into the truck to get up there. Yep. We ended up claiming the present because obviously the wedding didn't go through.
What was it? Was it something good?
It was a smoker and also a bottle of Dom Perignon as well, so that wasn't too bad.
So basically all of your workmates put in for you to have a new smoker.
Yes, and then we had to reimburse everyone back the money that they had put in.
What was the reason?
Just the bride had cold feet, and they're actually still together, and they've got 2 kids, but they're just not married.
They never got married.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's extraordinary that they managed to stay together, because that's a bold move in a relationship.
Yeah,
you call off a wedding, so close to the day.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah.
And then stay together.
Yeah. But I guess they worked through that situation.
Yeah.
That's
good on them. Obviously, they didn't call it off by text message. Sure.
No.
Because that's a deal breaker.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Time for us to get out of here. Tomorrow, though, the Premier, Cookie's going to join us. State budget time. Woo! Don't we love that?
What are they going to sting us for?
Yep. Caitlin Bassett will join us.
Okay, that's good.
And Docker.
Jordan Clark ahead of the game, actually. They're playing tomorrow night. The interesting thing at Optus Stadium with so much going on, all the people who have to get out there and paint the lines and all that kind of stuff. Look, it takes a lot of time.
Doesn't it, Trusso? You know about this, Trusso?
Love to chime in here. Yeah, I've been part of that crack team of helpers who have had to do the changeover between sports.
Well, if it's I don't know that it's a crack team. It's a team.
It's a team. We assembled. But you're dead right. Optus Stadium tonight, they're going to be up really late because they have to get out the rugby posts. We've got to spray off the lines. So you put a bit of chemical on it, lift all the rugby lines. And then first thing tomorrow morning, someone will be in there repainting the AFL lines.
In the rain.
In the goalposts.
Not easy.
Likely in the rain, you're right.
Yeah.
But they've got like something crazy like 15 hours from when one game ends till the next gate's open for the next one.
Similarly, they have to switch RAC Arena around from the Fever game to Katy Perry.
That's true. That's true. And if anyone needs help with that, I'm free for a call up as well. I love helping out where I can. Yeah, not on duties tonight, but good luck to the ground staff. Big couple of days.
It's sold out.
And it is, a packed house tonight. It's going to be a cracker, game 2. Blues, heavy favourites, but I think Queenslanders means a lot to them, so they're going to kick.
I'm wearing my maroon today
You are.
because my dog was born in Queensland, so that's enough for me.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.